Body language is a silent language that speaks louder than any words ever could. It reveals your confidence, your insecurities, and your relationship with yourself and the world around you. Many men underestimate the power of body language, assuming their words are enough to convey who they are. But women are keen observers of the subtle cues embedded in how you carry yourself. Posture, eye contact, the way you walk, all these nonverbal signals create a lasting impression before you even speak. The shoulders back, head held high stance is not just a matter of looking strong. It's about presenting yourself as someone who takes life seriously and stands grounded in their place in the world. A confident man's posture communicates a sense of calm and stability. He doesn't fidget or shuffle his feet nervously. His movements are deliberate and purposeful, showing that he's comfortable in his own skin. On the contrary, insecurity is just as evident. Slouched shoulders, crossed arms, or a constant need to adjust oneself signal discomfort and a defensive mindset. These subtle actions might seem insignificant, but they speak volumes about one's emotional state and inner world. Eye contact is another powerful element of body language. It's not just about looking someone in the eyes, but holding their gaze with ease and sincerity. When you avoid eye contact or glance around nervously, it communicates discomfort, lack of confidence, or even dishonesty. However, steady and warm eye contact conveys openness and trustworthiness. Women notice when a man can meet their gaze without trying too hard or retreating into his own nervousness. The way you move through the world is just as telling. Confident men walk with purpose. Their steps are measured, neither rushed nor sluggish, as if they know where they are headed. On the other hand, someone who shuffles or drags their feet sends an unconscious signal of uncertainty and passivity. Movement, when aligned with intention, creates an aura of strength and assurance that draws attention without the need for grand gestures or loud words. Even your hands can betray your confidence or lack thereof. Fidgeting, tapping your fingers, or hiding your hands in your pockets too often can indicate nervousness. In contrast, open hand gestures suggest confidence and honesty. People subconsciously trust someone whose hands are visible and whose gestures are measured. Women instinctively notice these subtleties because they are indicators of how a man manages himself in the present moment. Your facial expressions also reveal far more than you might realize. A tight jaw, furrowed brows, or forced smiles communicate tension, while a relaxed, natural expression shows ease and composure. Women are particularly sensitive to micro-expressions, those fleeting facial cues that reveal your true emotions even when you try to hide them. Your face is often a mirror of your thoughts and feelings, making it one of the most transparent aspects of body language. Tone of voice is closely linked to body language. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. A calm, steady voice projects authority and confidence, while a trembling or rushed tone can suggest anxiety or a lack of control. Women pick up on vocal cues quickly, and they often trust what your tone tells them more than your actual words. The congruence between body language and tone of voice creates a unified message of who you are. The ability to hold physical space is another form of nonverbal communication. Confident men are comfortable occupying space. They don't shrink into themselves or avoid physical presence. Whether it's the way you sit, stand, or gesture, owning your physical space signals a sense of self-assurance. This isn't about being dominant or imposing, it's about being at ease in your body and surroundings. Mirroring is another unconscious aspect of body language that women notice. People naturally mirror the body language of those they feel comfortable with. If you're grounded and calm, others will subtly reflect that back to you. However, if your body language is anxious or defensive, it creates a sense of dissonance and discomfort. Women are especially skilled at picking up on this nonverbal misalignment. How you touch your face or adjust your clothing can also reveal deeper emotional states. Constantly touching your face or neck is often a sign of anxiety or self-consciousness. Women pick up on these behaviors and unconsciously assess them as indicators of internal unease. In contrast, a man who adjusts his clothing with deliberate, composed movement shows that he's mindful without being overly concerned. Even how you stand when waiting tells a story. A man leaning casually but attentively against a wall communicates ease and patience. But a man pacing back and forth or constantly checking his phone signals nervousness and impatience. Small behaviors like these create a larger picture of how you engage with the world around you. Ultimately, body language is not about perfection or trying to project an image that isn't real. It's about congruence, having your actions, expressions, and movements align with your inner self. When your body language reflects confidence, it doesn't come from forcing postures or mimicking dominant stances. It's the result of knowing who you are, owning your experiences, and being unapologetic about your presence in the world. Emotional stability is an often underestimated form of power that dictates how we navigate life's challenges, maintain relationships, and protect our well-being. It's not a flashy or aggressive kind of power, but one that provides a solid foundation for everything else. A person who possesses emotional stability has control over their responses, rather than being ruled by fleeting emotions or external chaos. This form of inner balance allows for clear decision-making and the ability to handle adversity without being thrown off course by every obstacle. Being emotionally stable doesn't mean avoiding emotions altogether. It means processing and managing them in a healthy, grounded way. Those who lack this stability are often controlled by anger, fear, or anxiety, reacting impulsively to situations without considering the long-term consequences. When you have power over your emotional state, you can respond rather than react. You recognize the difference between temporary feelings and lasting truths, giving you a significant advantage in how you approach life's complexities. Emotional stability creates a natural sense of calm and resilience that others are drawn to. In tense situations, emotionally stable people become the anchor, the steady presence that offers clarity and reassurance to those around them. This makes them natural leaders, even in informal settings. People instinctively trust those who remain composed and rational, especially when circumstances are chaotic. In contrast, those who frequently lose control or spiral into emotional extremes create an unstable environment that breeds confusion and mistrust. Resilience is one of the most powerful outcomes of emotional stability. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and the ability to adapt and bounce back is crucial. Emotionally stable individuals can experience setbacks without being overwhelmed by despair. They acknowledge the difficulty, process the pain, and then move forward with renewed strength. They don't allow failure or disappointment to define them, which is why they're often the ones who succeed in the long run. Emotional stability also fosters healthier relationships. When you have control over your emotions, you're less likely to lash out at others or engage in destructive behavior. You can approach conflicts with patience and empathy rather than defensiveness or aggression. This doesn't mean avoiding confrontation, rather, it means handling disagreements with grace and maturity. The people in your life feel safer and more secure around you because they know you won't be easily thrown into fits of rage or irrational decisions. This stability also affects your mental clarity and problem-solving abilities. When your mind isn't clouded by emotional turmoil, you can assess situations with greater objectivity. You can weigh options, see multiple perspectives, and make decisions that serve your long-term goals rather than simply satisfying a short-term emotional impulse. This clarity is an incredible form of power because it allows you to navigate life strategically rather than haphazardly. Emotional stability directly contributes to physical health as well. Chronic emotional stress takes a toll on the body, manifesting as high blood pressure, fatigue, or weakened immunity. Stable individuals experience fewer of these physical consequences because they've learned how to manage emotional highs and lows without internalizing the stress. Their ability to remain calm and composed protects their physical well-being as much as their mental health. Another aspect of emotional stability is self-regulation, the ability to manage your impulses and desires. Impulse control is crucial for long-term success in every area of life. Whether it's resisting the urge to react angrily in a professional setting or avoiding destructive habits in your personal life, the ability to self-regulate defines your character. Emotionally stable individuals don't seek quick fixes or instant gratification. They prioritize discipline, patience, and thoughtful action. Boundaries are also easier to establish when you're emotionally stable. Instead of being swayed by guilt, manipulation, or external pressure, You can set and enforce healthy boundaries without feeling the need to justify yourself. This power over your own emotional state protects you from toxic relationships and situations. You can say no without feeling overwhelmed by the fear of rejection or conflict, which ultimately grants you more control over your life. Emotional stability is closely linked to self-awareness. It requires a deep understanding of your triggers, weaknesses, and emotional patterns. Self-awareness helps you catch destructive thoughts or reactions before they spiral out of control. It's not about suppressing emotions, it's about recognizing them, understanding their source, and choosing how to respond. This process builds emotional intelligence, which is one of the most valuable forms of power in both personal and professional life. Self-respect grows alongside emotional stability. When you're in control of your emotional world, you naturally develop greater confidence and self-esteem. You're no longer dependent on external validation or approval because you've built a stable internal foundation. This self-assuredness is magnetic and commands respect from others without needing to demand it. Emotional stability becomes the quiet force that propels you forward with dignity and strength. In a world full of constant change and uncertainty, emotional stability is the anchor that keeps you grounded. It allows you to weather the storms of life without losing yourself in the chaos. It's not about avoiding the difficulties that life throws at you, but facing them with calm determination and unshakable composure. This quiet strength is a form of power that shapes your destiny more than anything external ever could. Attention to detail is an often overlooked quality that speaks louder than words in every aspect of life. It reflects not only competence, but also respect, discipline, and self-awareness. Those who focus on the small, seemingly insignificant elements stand out because these details reveal deeper truths about their character. Paying attention to detail isn't just about perfectionism. It's about understanding that the finer points matter and can often determine success or failure. The way someone organizes their thoughts, their space, or even how they present themselves tells a story far beyond surface impressions. In relationships, attention to detail is a sign of genuine care and empathy. When someone remembers small details about you, your preferences, dreams, and experiences, it communicates that they are truly listening and paying attention. This builds trust and deepens emotional bonds. On the other hand, overlooking these details can create distance and erode intimacy over time. It's not always about grand gestures, but about small, consistent actions that show someone they matter.